Haribo, Jai Saparikashi Shri Guru Gaur Chandraju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giryat Govardhanju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pari Brajakacharya Astutar Sata Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pari Brajakacharya Astutar Sata Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai, welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Morning Class. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jita Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitang Stang Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vidangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Haribo. Yesterday I neglected to mention that it was the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj. I actually got the dates confused in the morning, but later on we remembered. So I wanted to say a couple of words about him. He's so super dedicated to Srila Gurudev and his mission, and made that beautiful temple, and especially in at the appearance of Akachakra, at the appearance day, a place of Nityananda Prabhu, very wonderful temple there. It's really an extraordinary place, Akachakra. And by Acharya Maharaj was a friend of mine, and when he used to go somewhere, if we were there in Navadvip, he would always let us know, we're going here, we're going there, would you like to come? And many times we came. One time, he used to go around to he would keep in touch with everyone, so he would go to different devotees' houses in the countries, like around the villages around. And sometimes we would go to maybe 5 or 6 householders' houses in one morning, and they gave us breakfast at every house. So we would, by the last house we were almost, but we had to accept. And the first time, by the second time I learned to only take a little bit at each place. But the first time I ate full breakfast at the first stop, and by the last one we were just insanely full. And one day he said, I'm going to Bamanpar this morning. So I'd like to go. So we went to Bamanpar with him, and that was one of those very extraordinary days in the lives of the devotees. Have some extraordinary days, and that was one of them. Feeling some drop of the atmosphere of Bamanpar on that occasion. It was really wonderful, wondrous, and I asked Gurudev about that afterwards, and he gave me a very extraordinary answer also. And another time when we went to Akachakra, and that is another place where you cannot hardly believe how extraordinary. And he did much service there, and much service everywhere. He built that temple and guest house at Bamanpar, without even telling Gurudev about it. And then this wonderful thing. And he made a really beautiful place for Gurudev to stay. It was really one of the most pretty buildings. It was the ladies' house where ladies would stay in the back part, and in the front part where Gurudev would stay. Gurudev, I don't believe, never went there. It was a little later in his pastimes, and he never felt the health to go and stay in that house. But it was really pretty. It looked like, I don't know, it reminded me of a little jewel box. It was a very beautiful place there in Bamanpar. And the cows are there, and he showed us everything in that wonderful kund. Anyway, we got to do some things with Acharya Maharaj, and he was just super dedicated, and not an ordinary person in terms of his energy. He was super energetic. Oh my goodness, impossible to keep up with him. He looked like he had 8 arms sometimes. He was like answering this phone and that phone and this phone, and you just couldn't. He was doing so many things at one time. It was really extraordinary. But one thing I was saying, he said, one really funny thing he said, if you do all of your religious duties perfectly for 100 lifetimes without any fault, then you will become Lord Brahma. And if you do have a fault, then you'll become a temple commander.
That's what he said?
Yeah, super funny. Anyway, he's a very affectionate person. And he showed a lot of affection, to us and to many devotees, always, concerned about everyone's taking care of everybody. Anyway, many things to say, and I'm sure many things were said yesterday all over the world. Anyway, we want to remember the very wonderful parts of the Vaishnavas, the wonderful qualities of dedication and, One time, Srila Gurudev, I went up to see him in his room, and he said, "Why don't they like Acharya Maharaj?" Because a lot of devotees just got so mad at him. He was very intense. It's like, and I said, "I don't know, Gurudev." And he said, next to me, he has the most energy for service. And after him, Avadut Maharaj. Very energetic types of persons doing things. Oh my gosh. It was a phenomenon to be around him. And I remember him with great affection and fondness. He was very kind to me. And anytime there was a program or something, we're going to the Ganga, he let us know, and we'd jump in the car. Many times. Anyways, Jai Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. All right. So we'll continue now with the first chapter of the first volume of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hari Bol.
It's like the development of the first verse.
Yes. Well, we haven't finished the first 14 verses. Oh, yes, we have. Yes, you're right. Okay, so the first...
Can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
Who wrote the verses, or who spoke them?
This is composed by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj. Oh. But sometimes he's quoting other verses from scriptures. So now we've come to this verse where the deities of the 3 principal deities of Vrindavan are being glorified. Most Madana Mohan and Govinda are no longer in Vrindavan, but Govindaji is the main deity of Jaipur. And I forget where Madana Mohan went to. I can't remember, isn't that crazy? But Gopinath is still there in Vrindavan. Very, very close to our temple. If you go right, when you come out of the door of the gate of the temple, then you will go to where Rasa Stali is, and it's so many, that way. But if you go left and go right, then you come to the Gopinath temple, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, purport. These three deities of Vrindavan, Madana Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath, have absorbed the heart and soul of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. That means followers of Lord Chaitanya. I worship their lotus feet, for they are the lords of my heart. And that was written by Krishnadas Kaviraj, personal expression. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita offers his respectful obeisances unto the three deities of Vrindavan, namely Sri Radha Madana Mohan, Sri Radha Govinda Dev, and Sri Radha Gopinath. These three deities are the life and soul of the Bengali Vaishnavas, or Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who have a natural aptitude for residing in Vrindavan. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who follow strictly in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, worship the divinity by chanting transcendental sounds meant to develop a sense of one's transcendental relationship with the Supreme Lord. A reciprocation of mellows, rasas, of mutual affection. So ours is a cultivation of sound. And ultimately the achievement of the desired success in loving service. These three deities are worshipped in three different stages of one's development. The followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu scrupulously follow these principles of approach. Gaudiya Vaishnavas perceive the ultimate objective in Vedic hymns, composed of 18 transcendental letters that adore Krishna as Madana Mohan. Okay? As Madana Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath, Gopi Jana Balaba. Madana Mohan is he who charms Cupid, the god of love. Madan means Cupid. Mohan means bewildered, so charmed that it causes bewilderment. Madana Mohan is he who charms Cupid, the god of love. Govinda is he who pleases the senses and the cows. And Gopi Jana Balaba is the transcendental lover of the gopis. Krishna himself is called Madana Mohan, Govinda, and Gopi Jana Balaba, and countless other names as he plays in his different pastimes with his devotees. So these deities are worshipped in this way, as the bewilderer of Cupid. And Govinda means cows. It means the earth and it means the senses. So he's the pleaser. He is the one who's bringing joy to all of these things. And Gopi Jana Balaba, of course, the pleaser of the gopis. The beloved of the gopis.
So when we feel something, he's the one who's bringing that to us.
Yes, ultimately.
Even if we are exploiting the environment, he's the one who brings us those sensations.
He indirectly through the external potency. But for the devotees who are trying to surrender to the Lord, they will go past that deluding potency as being the cause and see that the cause of all causes is Krishna, because he's trying to approach Krishna. So as he's saying, all of these things which he is called Rishikesh. Rishikesh means the master of the senses. We cannot perceive anything unless he allows it. How do I make my eyes see something? I have no power over that. And Guru Maharaj is saying in subjective evolution, nothing has the potency to make me see it. So what is the cause? Finally, it is the Lord. But when we approach the Lord, we don't approach with the mood of exploitation. We may approach saying, because of my sinful past, I have a tendency to enjoy by exploitation. And you see this, my Lord. And please purify me. We're asking for something we don't even understand because we're so absorbed in mundane life. But he can remove that from our eyes and our consciousness and make us to see something much more sweet. But we are like flies. Bees are attracted to sweetness. Flies are attracted to garbage. So how can a fly begin to appreciate sweetness? It is only by mercy. And it will happen through surrender. He wants to give that mercy to us. He doesn't want us to continue such a wretched life away from him. And this will happen gradually, but that is the process. We don't have to leave Krishna out of anything. But we are not asking him for enjoyment in this world. We're asking him for grace in spite of ourselves. And really trying. Bhacho vegam, manasakroda vegam. In the material world, we are presently in utter ignorance of our eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. Pango refers to one who cannot move independently by his own strength. And mandamate is one who is less intelligent because he is too absorbed in materialistic activities. It is best for such persons not to aspire for success in fruitive activities or mental speculation, but instead simply to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's everywhere. The perfection of life is simply to surrender to the Supreme. In the beginning of our spiritual life, we must therefore worship Madana Mohana so that he may attract us and nullify our attachment for material sense gratification. So every morning, Jayatang Surato Pangor Mama Manda Mate Manda Mate. I got distracted by that. Jayatang Surato Pangor. Pango, right here he's saying, what is Pango? It means somebody who's helpless. And then Mandamate is one who is less intelligent because he's too attached to material sense gratification. Jai Saparikashishi Guru Gora Chandagi Raju Ki Haribol. This relationship with, Jayatang Surato Pangor Mama Mandamate Gati Mat Sarvasva Padang Bojo Radha Madana Mohana. By this prayer, we must say these things consciously. He will rectify our relationship with mundane existence. The central, practically, figure of mundane existence is Cupid. But Cupid is fainting to see the charm of Krishna. Thousands of Cupids are fainting, becoming bewildered by this charm of Krishna. So we're worshipping Madana Mohana. So to remove this and rectify this madness that we have, the ego says, yeah, but I want to be the enjoyer. If I am approaching Krishna, then I'm not the supreme enjoyer. So better not do that. That's what the ego say. But how much has the ego been right so far? Never. The ego's always wrong. This relationship with Madana Mohana is necessary for neophyte devotees. When one wishes to render service to the Lord with strong attachment, one worships Govinda on the platform of transcendental service. Govinda is the reservoir of all pleasures. When by the grace of Krishna and the devotees, one reaches perfection in devotional service, he can appreciate Krishna as Gopi Jana Vallabha, the pleasure deity of the damsels of Braja. So there are stages. Madana Mohana, though we say these prayers always, these are all three in the Vandana prayers. And then Divya Vrindavan Kalpa Drumaja, that's Radha and Govinda. And then Vangshivata Tatastita Karsham Venu Gopi. So those three are about Madana Mohana, then Radha Govinda, and Radha Madana Mohana. I mean Radha Gopinath too. You know those three prayers, right?
They're in the Bandhana.
Yeah. And they're given here also in these first verses. Wait. Oh, okay. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this mode of devotional service in 3 stages, and therefore these 3 worshipable deities were installed in Vrindavan by different Goswamis. That's why they were installed. These Goswamis are calling these deities to come for the gradual upliftment of the Vaishnavas of the future. They are very dear to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas there, who visit these temples at least once a day. Besides the temples of these 3 deities, many other temples have been established in Vrindavan, such as the temple of Radha Damodar of Jiva Goswami, the temple of Shyamasundar of Shyamananda Goswami. Oh, that's Radha Shyamasundar, who's right around the corner. Oh my goodness, my brain is really not good today, so excuse me for that. Right around the corner on the left, that is Radha Shyamasundar temple. The temple of Gokulananda and Lokanath Goswami, and the temple of Radha Raman of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. There are 7 principal temples over 400 years old that are the most important of the 5,000 temples now existing in Vrindavan. Radha Gopinath. Gaudiya indicates the part of India between the southern side of the Himalayan mountains and the northern part of the Vindhya hills, which is called Aryavarta, or the land of the Aryans. This portion of India is divided into 5 parts or provinces: Panchagoda Desh, Saraswata, Kashmir and Punjab; Kanyakubja or Uttar Pradesh, including the modern city of Lucknow; Madhya Goda, Madhya Pradesh; Matila, Bihar and part of Bengal, and Utkal, part of Bengal and the whole of Orissa. Bengal is sometimes called Gaudiya Desh, partly because it forms a portion of the Maithila and partly because the capital of the Hindu king Raj Lakshman Sen was known as Gauda. This old capital later became known as Godapur or gradually Mayapur. One of the old histories. So the reason that Srila Prabhupada is telling us is Gaudiya Desh. Gaudiya Desh means between the Himalayan mountains and those hills, the Vindhya hills, and there are many provinces, but these are the place which was the place of the Aryans, the Aryan race, very highly developed race, meaning persons who were born of high consciousness. The devotees of Orissa are called Udiyas, and the devotees of Bengal are called Gaudiyas, and the devotees of southern India are known as Dravida devotees. There are 5 provinces of Aryavarta, so Dakshinatya, southern India, is also divided into 5 provinces, which are called Pancha Dravida. The 4 Vaishnava acharyas, who are the great authorities of the 4 Vaishnava disciplic successions, as well as Sripad Shankaracharya of the Mayavad school, appeared in the Panchadravida provinces in South India. Among the 4 Vaishnava acharyas who are all accepted by Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Sri Ramanujacharya appeared on the southern part of Andhra Pradesh at Mahabhutapuri, and Sri Madhvacharya appeared at Pujakam near Vimanagiri and the district of Mangalore. Sri Vishnu Swami appeared at Pandya, and Sri Nimbarka appeared at Mungerapattan in the extreme south. So Srila Prabhupada is giving us an overview of the auspicious places and how they're divided in India. India is so remarkable. But the leaders of the sampradayas, of all the sampradayas, they're all from South India. The main acharyas are from South India. And of course, Madhavendra, anyway, this is the whole thing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the chain of disciplic succession from Madhvacharya, but the Vaishnavas in his line do not accept the Tattvavadis, who also claim to be a part of the Madhva Sampradaya. To distinguish themselves clearly from the Tattvavadi branch of Madhva's descendants, the Vaishnavas of Bengal prefer to call themselves Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Sri Madhvacharya is also known as Sri Gauda Purnananda, and therefore the name Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is quite suitable for the disciplic succession of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, accepted initiation in the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Okay? So, Madhvacharya is a descendant, very, very prominent acharya in the Brahma Sampradaya. And we are in the Brahma Sampradaya. But beginning with Madhavendra Puri, everything changed and manifested in a different way in this Sampradaya. And then Madhavendra Puri, he was the root or the sprout of the Krishna Prema that Mahaprabhu came to give.
Like the separation.
And there was a little separation because the Tattvavadis also consider themselves descendants in the Madhva line, Madhvacharya line, but we are not one with their conception. So we're following the line coming down, and from Madhavendra Puri to Ishwara Puri, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Charya, they were all his disciples, if you can conceive of that. Yeah, and then from Madhavendra Puri to Ishwara Puri to Mahaprabhu himself took initiation from Ishwara Puri, and the line is coming in that way. So that's good to know. But but that Madhvacharya is also from South India. Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami, all of them, they were all from, and they're the leaders of the four sampradaya. They were all from Panchadravida, southern side. Oh, excuse me, I didn't mention Nimbarka, and Nimbarka Swami also from South India. Hari Bol.
Didi.
Yeah, sorry, I made some mistakes this morning. I can't remember where Radha Gopinath temple, where Shri Shri Radha Gopinath are. I wish I could, but I'm too much tired today.
Bhimakrishna Prabhu, 14 minutes ago, he said, Madana Mohana deities originally went to Jaipur, but now reside in Karoli.
Ah, that's right. I was thinking Jaipur, and I thought, no, they're not in Jaipur. In Karoli, thank you. And what about Radha Gopinath? Shri Shri Radha Gopinath. Is that temple still? I feel so foolish, but I can't remember. If you know, Prabhu. Yes, so Radha Madana Mohana first went, that's right, in Karoli. And some of the devotees went there last year. Jai. All right.
Are we reading chapter 1 already? Or this is, we're still reading the verses?
Well, they're all in chapter 1.
Oh, so we're reading chapter 1.
Yeah, and now in text 20, I'll read text 20 because it's the introduction to the more developed verses of the first 14. Grantera Arambekari Mangalacharana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana. In the beginning of this narration, simply by remembering the spiritual master, the devotees of the Lord, and the personality of Godhead, I have invoked their benedictions. Tinera Smarane Hai Vigna Vinashana Anayase Hai Nija Vanchita Purana. Such remembrance destroys all difficulties and very easily enables one to fulfill his own desires. Such remembrance destroys all difficulties. Remembrance of what? Remembrance of the spiritual master, the Vaishnavas, and the Lord. And so he has invoked their blessings, their benedictions, because such remembrance destroys all difficulties and very easily enables one to fulfill his own desires, meaning his own personal spiritual desires, which will develop in course of time. So those three prayers that we're singing in the Vandana to those three deities, they're very important for us. We must do them consciously, right? And especially because we're young in devotional life, we want to come before Madana Mohana deity in our hearts, in our meditation with this prayer, that all of these difficulties of addiction will be taken from us gradually. But this addiction is not... If everyone's finding so much happiness from all this addiction to Cupid and all these things, then why is everyone so miserable? And those who are most miserable are the most addicted. So we're just trying to get some perspective and try to steer our boat in a positive direction by the grace of the Vaishnavas and the Guru and the Lord. All right. Any questions? I'm going to ask Keshavananda Prabhu today about Shri Shri Radha Gopinath. I feel very, very silly because I don't remember where they are, or if they're still in Vrindavan or not. Hare Krishna. All right. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai. Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. I think now we will, we do a very short vandana before, or something before this class, but I think we should add these 3 prayers, even though we've sung them before the class in the early morning, but we should sing them in front before Chaitanya Charitamrita. These are very important verses. Jaitang Surato Pangor Mama Manda Madirgati Mat Sarvasva Padang Bojo Radha Madana Mohana Divyad Vrindavan Yakalpa Drimada Shri Madratnagada Singhasanasto Shri Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prestalibi Savyamanos Marami Shri Manra Sarasaram Vivang Shivata Tatastita Karsham Venu Svanir Gopinatha Shri Estuna. So these are the 3 main deities of Vrindavan, manifested, called by the Goswamis to be worshipped by all the Vaishnavas in the future who are aspiring to progress in their spiritual life. Very wonderful. It's making me very homesick to go to Vrindavan and Jaipur. Karoli. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu says, Sri Radha Gopinath are in Jaipur.
They are in Jaipur. Oh, of course they're in Jaipur. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, my brain is really at half-mast. I have so many beautiful pictures of that temple. And one video that I took of the arti, it's astonishing. The type of worship that goes on in Jaipur is very different. It's really interesting. And oh my goodness. Thank you, Bimal Prabhu. I'm so foolish. I can't believe myself. Well, I should be used to it by now, but... Okay, Jai. Sri Upadesamrta Ki Jai. Pacho Jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad Ki Jai. Pacho Vegam Manasakroda Vegam Jiva Vegam Udarapasta Vegam Etan Vegam Yovi Saheta Dira Sarvam Apimam Prativim Sasisya Atyaharas Payasascha Prajalpo Niyamagraha Janasangaschaloyam cha Sabir Bhaktir Binashati Utsaha Nishayataryat Tatat Karma Pravartana Sangatyagat Sato Vritte Sabir Bhakti Prasidyati Dadati Pratigratnati Guhyam Makyati Prichati Bhunkte Bojayate Chaiva Sadvidam Priti Lakshanam Krishneti Asya Kiritam Manasadriyeta Dikshasti Chet Pranati Bicha Bhajantamisham Shushushaya Bhajana Vigyam Mananyamanya Nindadi Shunya Hidamipsiti Sangalabdya Tishtaisha Bhava Janite Vapushascha Doshe Na Prakritat Vamihayasya Janasya Pasyet. Oh, Prabnaprikatvam Iha Bhakta Janasya Pasyet Gangambasam Nakula Budbhuta Pena Panker Brahmadavatvam Apagachati Niradharmai. Harivo. Syat Krishna Nama Charitari Sitapya Vidya Pito Patapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Kinvadaram Manadinam Kalu Saiva Justa Swadvikramad Bhavati Tad Gadam Mulahantri Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtananu smrityo karmena rasana manasi niyojya tishtan bhajetad-anuragi jaganugami kalam nayeda kilam ityupadesha sharam. Upadesha sharam. The essence of all instruction. Vaikuntas janito varamadupuri tatrapi rasotsavad Vrindaranyamudara ramanat tatrapi govardhanha Radha kundamihapi gokulapate premamrita plavanat Kuryadasya virajito giritate sevang vivekinakaha Karmipya parito hare priyataya vyaktim yayurgyaninas Tebhyo gyani vimukta bhakti parama premaikanishtastata Tebhyasta pashupala pankaja dishastabhyopi saradika Preshta tadviryam tadiya sharashi tamnashrayet kakriti. And the translation of that verse, number 10, is, Jnanis are known to be more dear in all respects to Krishna than are karmis. Devotees completely free from jnana are more dear than mere jnanis. And devotees fixed exclusively in prema are more dear than devotees who are merely is maybe not the best word, but then devotees who are only completely free from jnana. The lotus-eyed gopis are more dear than those, and Sri Radhika is even more dear than the other gopis. This lake of hers is similarly dear to Krishna. Would any fortunate soul not take shelter here? So this is page 274 now in the middle. And now we are following Srila Guru Maharaj's concise description of the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So after Narada went to Brahma, then Brahma sent him to Shiva, and now he has come to Shiva, Sadashiva, not the reflected Shiva of this world. Then Devarshi Narada went to Kailas and began to chant the praise of Shiva. You are the master of the world. The Vedas sing of your glory. You hold the highest position. In this way Narada spoke, but Shiva became very excited and a little angry. Very irritated, he abruptly came over with his trident. What are you saying, Narada? You are creating a disturbance here, saying all these big things about me. Don't you remember that Narayan Vishnu is here? He is everywhere, and his presence. He is everywhere, and in his presence you speak so highly of me? That is a sin, an offense. I am more inclined to indifference, knowledge, and penance. These hold a greater portion in me. Whatever little inclination I have for devotional service to Narayan is very negligible. You are out to see real faithfulness, real devotion, and submission to the highest authority, the Absolute. He is, of course, Narayan, but I have nothing of that temperament, really. Sometimes I speak in favor of Narayan, and sometimes I stand against him, encourage the demons, and turn them against him. Sometimes even I have such an apathetic spirit toward Narayan that I go to fight with him in favor of my favorite disciples. So I am disgusted with my position. Penance, power, siddhi, and indifference to the world, these are my business.
What is siddhi?
Siddhi means attainment of power. Like a siddhi is a perfection. a perfection mainly in the mystic zone, mystic perfections. This is Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Brahma is the ideal of Karma Mishra Bhakti, and Mahadev is the ideal of Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Mahadev maintains some sort of affinity for an independent position and does not 100% accept slavery to Narayan. That is the service of Narayan. So Mahadev told Narada, if you really want to experience what Sudha-Bhakti is, you go to Prahlad Maharaj. There you will find Sudha-Bhakti. Shuddha means not mixed with anything. Anya vilasita shunyam. So, Mahadev has many, many features. He has his feature as, the Shiva of this plane, Rudradev. And he is, in general, he's got his connection with the conditioned souls. And also in his meditational position, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. So this is the nature of Lord Shiva. But he's also the protector of the Dham. He has many features. In this way, we have been directed to trace the development of Sudha-Bhakti beginning from Prahlad Maharaj, because Prahlad does not want anything from the Lord. Prahlad says, Na sabritya savaivanik, one who does something for the satisfaction of Narayan, but wants something in return, is not a servant. He's a merchant. They want to engage in give and take. They want to give something to the Lord and take some return in exchange for that. So Prahlad is a Shuddha-Bhakta, and only through such a pure devotee of Narayan can one attain Shuddha-Bhakti. So that's a very important point. If we want pure devotion, then we must serve the pure devotee. All the peculiar achievements we find in the devotional world begin from Prahlad Maharaj. His bhakti is Shanta rasa. It is not actual service, but it is perfect adherence to Narayan under all circumstances. Whatever may be the unfavorable condition in the environment, he stands in faith that Narayan is all in all and he is our master. So Prahlad has Shantaras Bhakti. The Chatushan, the first four sons of Brahma, are also reckoned there. Okay, so you know that Lord Brahma has four sons, the four Kumars, right, who did not, well, he has more than four sons, but these four, they did not grow up. They didn't want to become involved and entangled in, the sons of Brahma, they generally have the job of filling up the universe with the souls who were destroyed at the time of destruction. So they're progenitors. They marry and they have many. But they didn't want to do their service. They didn't want to do that job. They had a higher principle. So you can give up a lower duty for a higher duty, but you can't give up a duty for a lower duty, a lower thing. So they said, we're not going to grow up. We're going to stay children. So the four Kumars, although great sages, are like 5 years old children or 4 years old. They just walk around naked like little kids do. So that's the four Kumars. The Chatushan, but they are actually reckoned to be in the position of Shantaras. Prahlad said, Gurudev, you are all in all. You have come to test me. What are you saying? Everything I may have, I have received by your grace. I was born in a demon family, so the demoniac qualities have not completely left me. Don't you know that in Naimisharanya I went to fight with Narayan? So this is when Narada went to see Prahlad. This is what Prahlad said to him. What do you say, my Lord? Why have you come here? You know the qualities of the demons are with me. Don't you know that in Naimisharanya I went to fight with Narayan? I repent for that, but what can I do? He has given me such a position. I cannot have the privilege of direct service to him. Only mentally I can think of him, that he is everything. But I am devoid of the chance of rendering any practical service to him. That fortune I do not have. Hanuman is really a devotee. How fortunate he is. What grace he has received. He gave everything to Ramachandra. I envy his situation. But what can I do? So, of course, this is divine envy, meaning I so much admire that. And that is not my position or my mood. The Lord's dispensation is absolute, and it must be accepted by us all. Hanuman's position is really an enviable one. How attached to his master he is, and what a great magnitude of service. And what a great magnitude of service he has done for his master. He has served Ramachandra in every way, and still he is there in Kim Purusha Varsha, taking the name of Ramachandra. Ramachandra has passed away from this globe, but Hanuman is left here, and somehow painfully he is passing his days in separation. So again, from Shanta Ras, the further development is in Dasya Ras. And now, that emblem of Shanta Ras, Prahlad Maharaj, is saying to his master, Narada, it's his guru. He's saying, my dear master, you know that Hanuman is in a higher position. And Hanuman's position is so wonderful. Really, he does everything. Anything, everything. He's this, he's that, he's the fan, he's the umbrella, he's the carrier. He runs and does and he knows what Ramachandra wants. He's running all the time. His example of service is really sweet to read about. It's so beautiful. I have a frame for you today. In Shanta Ras, there's a sincere adherence to the truth. And in Dasya Ras, there's such adherence plus something more. And what is that? The tendency to serve, to be utilized by the interest of the Absolute, to dance in the wave of that nirguna vibration. Dasya Ras means crossing the equilibrium stage of the lowest order, of the lowest order, and entering into the dynamic characteristic of the divine domain. So the equilibrium of Shanta Ras, full uninterrupted meditation on the existence of the Lord and full absolute reality. He's not deviated from that at all. But it's more developed in Shanta as it goes into the dynamic position. In Dasya Ras. There, one is to be utilized by the principle of appreciation, to accept the wave and allow one's freedom to be merged into that wave, to dance in harmony with that wave, to be actively in harmony with the divine wave. Mere passive appreciation is the beginning. Then there is the active appreciation, to do something for the cause, whatever is wanted from us. To become an agent of that power in the land of appreciation is called Dasya Ras. To become an agent of that power. An agent means who is serving that power? The power of the flow of will. Whatever is required of us, gladly we will do that. That is Dasya Ras. Hanuman is this type of devotee. Prahlad is in Shanta Ras and Hanuman is in Dasya. Hanuman does not want to know what is what so much. He's not thinking so much about who is who, what is the absolute truth. But whatever order comes to him, he wants to go forward to carry that out with all his faith and might. So that is there. Shantaras is there, but it's underground and more developed. Hari Bom. So tomorrow, Devashinarda will go to visit Hanuman. Jai, wonderful. The description of Hanuman is so lovely. When we hear all of his different services, it's really a beautiful thing to read. So we are also bowing down to Hanuman so much that we are worshipping all of them. We're worshipping Prahlad Maharaj so much, worshipping Hanuman. And then from Hanuman we'll go to the Pandavas. Jai Shishi Guru Gaur Chandraju Ki Jai. Oh, beautiful Giriraju Ki Jai. Jai Shishi Upadesamrta Ki Jai. Jai Sudha-Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Bol. Jai Srila Rupa Goswami Ki Jai. Hari Bol. Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you. Again and again.
You know what they say now in the chat?
Huh?
They say, Lavanya Didi says, Lekha Didi should take a pub quiz soon to see if we remember any.
Oh, you know what? We can do that at the end of every class. It's actually really good for me. It's good for me also to go over, and of course I'm going to be asking the questions, but that implies that I know all the answers. But anyway, I love that idea.
Yeah, it will make me
more alert.
Yeah.
And this is the time of day when we've been up already for many hours and we haven't had any prasadam, and we've, maybe we didn't sleep so well, and yeah, it's a little harder to be alert sometimes. So, yeah, a good idea. Okay, thank you, Lord. Hey Jai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koilaba. Jai Gosai Jabe Bhaje Koilaba. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash. Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Vacha Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Padema Jayama. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Koriya. Hari Nam Sankirtana Kove Narottamada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Jai Sapadika Shri Shri Guru Gaurachandra Dev Shri Giraj Gauradanju Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Who are these gurus? We cannot conceive. To achieve Shanta Ras, one must have a Shanta Ras guru. It cannot be gotten otherwise. To achieve Dasya Ras, to achieve Sakya Ras, to achieve Vatsalya Ras, what to speak of Madhura Ras? All the other rasas are contained there. But who are these gurus? In the Rupa Nuga line, inconceivable. We must understand these things carefully and soberly. And let this divine sound, this knowledge, this Divya Gyan guide our lives. Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat. Excuse me. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kundagiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Tadiya Sakamat Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai. And as Guru Maharaj said, there is Vaishnavism, then there is Gaudiya Vaishnavism, then there is Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. So we have to see all these things nicely, carefully. Jai Shrimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Kolkartal Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari
Haribo, Jai Shrimati Lekha Didi Ki Jai. like to know who's with us this morning?
Sure.
As always, Bhima Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Prabhu, Shanta Didi, Ananya Didi. Ananya, yes, Ananya. Offering her Dandavat. Lavanya Didi. And yeah, we should implement the pop quiz.
Pardon?
We should really implement the pop quiz.
Yes, we have to start the pop quiz. Yep. Yeah. Pop quiz.
Pop quiz.
Must be there.
Sita Didi. And Sergio Carvalho. He says, Dandavat pranams from Sri Haridas from Brazil. Beautiful class.
Oh. Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai. I wonder if Kumkum is staying with you. No, I should ask Kumkum Didi, but I think she's now there. No? Anyway, I can't. I'll ask her, but I was thinking about it last night. I was thinking, oh, is Kumkum Didi staying with Sita? Didi? Anyway, Dandavat.
Dandavat.